Hello, everyone. So last night's absolute mess of the EPSI Awards, we're going to be looking into how Prince William and His Majesty King Charles thought of the awards, because I'm sure they've been briefed on it. I'm sure they've known about it. So we're going to have a look. We're going to have a see and see how they reacted to it. So please join me. So if you're new here, I work in layers. I'm going to do one layer for His Majesty King Charles, and then I'm going to do another layer for His Royal Highness Prince William. So we're going to do that, and we're going to see what cards come out, see what they're thinking. So I'm going to do Celtic cross spread for King Charles first, and then I'm going to do Celtic cross spread for Prince William. So if you're new here, please subscribe. Everyone else, if you can share my content out around, please. It really helps my channel out. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. I do appreciate you. Let's have a look at the king. What did the king think of the EPSIs? Oh, straight away, we're going into mother energy. So the king is either thinking of Her late Majesty Queen Elizabeth, or potentially thinking about, is this about his mother again? We'll see what's crossing over. This could be the king actually just, nah, not bothered. I am serene. I am fine. I am just floating around here, minding my own business. Got stuff to do. Got things to think. Got kings to king. What's crossing over him is the Hermit, and the Queen of Pentacles is in reverse above, and the Queen of Swords is underneath. Okay, right. Now, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, he knows this is all to try, to be fair, he knows this is all to try and hog limelight, take advantage of Catherine, Princess of Wales, being out of the picture. I feel like he knows that a lot of the trolling came from the squaddies, came from the bots, came from, those ones. But the Queen of Swords is underneath him. I wonder what Sophie's been telling him. But the Queen of Swords there, to me, that speaks that he has a strategy. He's got a plan. He's just going to cut through it. I don't think he's overly bothered. I don't think he's really paying that much attention with the Empress there. I think for some reason he is thinking of his mother today. He's really in this kind of like this space of creativity and gratitude. So I don't think the king is overly bothered. He's just very aware of what they've done to Catherine. Let's put it that way. And he's developed a strategy. He is aware of the Hermit crossing over. Now, the Hermit crossing over relates to a Virgo. Now, Harry is a Virgo, so he is aware of it. But I don't think he's biting. He's not got his head in the sand. He's just got other things to do. Let's see how William gets on when we pull cards for William. Two of Cups. Okay, that's interesting. These two cards came out for Harry and Meghan's reading that I've just done. There has been a split. When Harry came racing on over, when the king's illness was announced, he arrived, and I feel like there is a bigger split that happened then. That Two of Cups in reverse. The king is aware that there is zero self-reflection, zero self-awareness. They don't look at themselves in the mirror the same like most normal people have. It's almost like the Harkles have kind of like reverse personality dysmorphia. Do you know how you can get body dysmorphia where people think their body is wrong? Well, I think there's such thing as reverse body dysmorphia, when you've got people who think clear that they're really hot and they're just, I mean, they're okay, but there's that. But that Two of Cups in reverse, I think that, like, Meghan has got reverse personality dysmorphia. They both think, Harry and Meghan both think they are the bee's knees when they're actually more like the ant's pants. I don't know. I can't think of anything more witty than to say ant's pants to the bee's knees, but let me know in the comments that if you can find something more witty to say to that. I am trying. Ooh. He's going to continue grey rocking them. King of Swords. Oh, okay. So this is a bit of tea that I got in Harry's reading. There is a disruptive energy around Harry, and that is going to come out really soon. I feel like it could be something with a judge. It could be something with a politician. It could be something with a air sign man. But the king is aware of it. It doesn't look like Harry is completely aware of it, but the king is aware of it. They know something is coming when it comes to Harry. There is something almost disruptive. With the King of Swords in reverse, there can be an element of criminality, but the king is aware of it when it comes to Harry. That's what is on his mind. I think that's why he's choosing just to kind of like go, boom. Lack of boundaries. Okay, here we go. So the energy the king's doing is focusing on something completely else, right? He's aware of the nonsense. He is aware. He has a strategy. He's going to continue he's going to continue icing them out as far as these cards go. He's aware of a lack of boundaries, a lack of respect, and people going over those boundaries. And that King of Swords is in reverse. And that, to me, like, the king's like, that. The toast that like, he's not. Decision made for him. Okay. What's the king thinking of? A decision made for him, and he can't walk necessarily away. He wants to, but he can't. There's something coming. I feel like there's something coming potentially from politicians regarding Harry. I feel like there's something coming potentially with regards to the king grey rocking and just keeping it going. I think I know a lot of people are critical of the grey rocking method, and I get it, I really do. But I feel like we would be playing into the Harkle's hands somewhat if the king just like did a mic drop moment on the Christmas Day speech and said, "You're never coming back to this country. You're barred from entering the UK. You're out of the line of succession. Show me proof the kids exist, and you're losing all your titles." And no, I just don't think that would go down well with people, because he's meant to be the head of church, and you're meant to be, at least seem to be, compassionate, even though some of these, some people just like pretending to be compassionate. He wants to walk away, but he can't. And I don't think, when somebody's emotionally done like that, but they can't walk away from it, there's something else going on. Now, I don't think that's weakness on the king's side, because he wants to walk away from it. I feel like this is definitely something more to do with constitution, binding, and all of the stuff that is written. Because you've got to remember, Britain, like, the king is not only the king of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, he's also the king of Canada and New Zealand, and he's the head of state of lots of other countries and Australia. So the constitutional law, even though he's based in the United Kingdom, it's a big job. You can't just take a pen and just go boo. Harry and Megsie, you're gone. Look at how the Duke of Windsor, that took a concerted effort between Parliament and the royal family to get him gone, to get him to abdicate. And they got him to fall on his sword. You can't bargain like that with Harry because he's overly entitled. Overly, and he is stubborn. You just see his birth chart. The dude is as stubborn as they come. He is stubborn. And once he gets an idea in his head, no matter if he's proved wrong or right, he won't budge from it. Diana was so right. Let's have a look at how William's playing polo today, looking fine, looking refreshed, looking good. See how William thinks of it. Page of Wands. Look at me. He thinks that they're attention-seeking, immature, overly fiery, pains in the backside. He thinks it's tacky. He thinks it's gauche. He thinks it's the worst. He just thinks it's loud and obnoxious, and it's not his thing. William is an empath, and he is a Cancerian, and he is a man that has been forged in the fires of public attention, including phone hacking, including the tragic death of his mother, including lots of people hounding his future wife. He's been through all of it. And he thinks his brother is hyperbolic and immature. The Ace of Cups is crossing over. Unrequited love is what William thinks is going on. Now, William, it's not just unrequited love, it's also an appropriation of spirit and love that isn't necessarily yours to claim. And he feels like that is the stuff that is going on with his mother, with Harry and Megsie. So William has noticed Harry's comments to Pat Tillman's mother, Mary, last night. He has, I don't think King Charles is, like I say, with like, not all of the kind of older generation, but a lot of the older generation don't internet, to be fair. There's quite a few that do. My parents don't. It's just a thing. They're not necessarily interested, but William has grown up with the internet and mobile phones and all that, so he'll be quite on it. So he will see and hear and notice what the public are saying. He will be aware, and so will the king to a certain extent. The king more what's going on in the papers. William has a broader view of things, if you know what I mean. Let's see what's above the situation. King of Wands. Okay. And underneath the situation, the Six of Wands is in reverse. William knows exactly. He thinks this is a showing off energy. This is, look at me, look at how great I am. And the Six of Wands underneath. Now, the Six of Wands usually is victory, valor, all of those things. You've come back from a battle. You are the winner. When it is in reverse, it's like you have lost. And you're scrambling to try and say, look at me, I won though. I won. I really did win. Look at me. Honestly, guys, I completely won. This is the most winning thing I have ever won in my entire life. So William can see that because that's what's underneath the situation. He knows what's going on and he just believes they're just showing off. I don't think he's going to comment on it, to be fair, if at all. What's leaving the situation? The devil. William knows. William's based, man. He knows what's going on with those Harkles. Like, he's completely aware. I think the king is as well, But I think William is just like, I can see what game they're about to play. Well, of course, William is a Cancerian, the crab, and they do like scuttling out of their little shells and sniping at people with their big claws. So William is William's like, oh, really? Okay, try it. He knows there's an obsessional, jealousy, destructive force. While the king is just like, they have zero self-awareness. William is like, they are destructive, they are dangerous, they are obsessive, they ain't gonna stop. They're trying to control things. They're trying to push things down. He knows that. He can see that. He's aware of that. Who have we got here? Justice. Ooh. Now there's either a Libra that is going to come out for William and say something. I don't think we're going to hear completely off William, but I do feel like there's this Libra energy with Justice. There's also with the Justice card a rebalancing of scales, a rebalancing of things. So I think the king is going to keep grey rocking them, but I think William is just like, yeah, we need to get this rebalanced, realigned, something, and something is going to go William's way really soon when it comes to the Harkles. Now, the king has already done some shady things to the Harkles. Don't get me wrong. He's removed them from Frogmore Cottage. He gave William, on the passing of Her Late Majesty, in this first broadcast, he made William and Catherine, the Prince and Princess of Wales, straight away. And we know Harry's got a hang up with the Wales name because he doesn't understand constitutional monarchy at the end of the day. That is one of the big things. He doesn't understand constitutional monarchy. He thinks things belong to him and that's it. So I think there's going to be something else that William, there's some justice coming for William out of all of this mess. He knows. And that devil card, that devil card was all that, those Catherine, Kate Spiracy muppets. But there is a readdressing, a rebalancing coming up for William when it comes to his brother. Let's have a look and see what's exactly on his mind today. Mightn't be anything. The 10 of Pentacles, William wants him out of the royal family. Never change, William. And what do we have here? We have got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Harry's luck is running really, really low. Like, I mean, if you thought his luck has been bad, Harry's luck is going to get worse. He's going to have a couple of small wins. I did predict that a while ago, but he is on this downward spiral and he can't see it himself. And he's using these awards and trying to get clout and relevance to try and climb himself out of this spiral. He doesn't realize it just changes luck in a way. But yeah, the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. William knows that they're out of money, but William also knows that they are out of the royal family. He's adamant about that, guys. The 2 of Cups, what he wants is some self-reflection for them to see themselves how others see them. I would say this would also mean, I would believe that he's more focused on Catherine than anything else. He's more focused on his family and his close loved ones than anyone else. And the 5 of Wands is in reverse. There is going to be some attempts to get at William. I know we've just had was it Ellie Hall article trying to stir up William, but there is going to be another attempt coming up later this year. There is going to be some problems with hostilities, manufactured fighting, manufactured outrage. This could be squaddies, this could be bots, this could be articles in newspapers, this could be Harry coming out with some slings and arrows in that interview. He's going to and that's just happening in a few weeks' time. That could be what the king was just like, oh God, I want to walk away from this. But they're kind of stuck. I think William's going to do things very differently when he's king, but he is a Cancerian. You know, they're built a bit different than a Scorpio. The Scorpios like to mull on things. Well, Cancerians are very home-based and will go any lengths to protect their home and their loved ones. You don't mess with either a Scorpio or a Cancerian, in my point of view. Water signs are underrated for their spiciness. Well, maybe not spicy Pisces so much, but like but those two, it's just like, no, you don't come after things with pincers and stingers. No. Yeah, so there's trouble brewing. I am pleased with these cards for both the king. I know some of you will be a little bit disappointed that the king isn't sending them to the Tower, but I think the king is a little. I think Her Majesty, late Majesty Queen Elizabeth, was a little bit stuck with it all, and bearing in mind that they like half of this drama hadn't happened while the Queen, even though some of it was planned and recorded and filmed while the Queen was alive, some of it wasn't released till after, sadly, Her Majesty passed. Well, actually, I'm glad the Queen passed before they released it, in a sense, and I don't mean that I'm glad the Queen died. Don't get me wrong, I love the Queen. I'm just glad that she didn't have to suffer that, on top of losing her husband, on top of the Oprah interview and all of those things. I'm just really kind of, that I think that's a little blessing that we need to be thankful of, that she wasn't physically incarnated while that was happening. You know, it was difficult to see it at the time of the Queen's passing, and after Netflix and everything was happening, it was just such a horrible thing. But being able to reflect on it and think, you know, it's kind of reassuring that level of hurt wasn't inflicted on her heart towards in her final days. You know, they did enough damage, is what I'm saying, but that would have done even more damage, the whole Netflix debacle and Spare. Interesting. And we've got someone with the King of Wands, so there might be somebody, fire sign male, that's going to come out in support of the monarchy. Now, you've got quite a few fire sign males on the world stage. I mean, obvious ones are somebody like a journalist, or somebody like, so you've got Elton John, who is an Aries, who would be a fire sign and come out as a King of Wands. I don't know, I can't see him necessarily doing it. You've got Piers Morgan. Sorry, I nearly choked. You've got Piers Morgan. I still have, like, how he went on with the Kate-spiracy stuff was ridiculous. But he might be trying to kind of eat a bit crow, and he might comment on it. But you've got a lot of other media types that could potentially say something and do something to derail the Harkles. But there is going to be somebody doing pushback. Media type, creative type. And it could well be a fire sign. Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo, male. That is what I have for you today, guys. So let me know what you think of the reading in the comments below. Thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me. If you haven't caught last night's live stream, it was a goodie. It was really cool. So go and have a watch of that if you haven't got anything else to watch on the YouTubes. If not, I have playlists and all kinds of stuff on the channel, all kinds of nonsense, to be honest. So have a look at all of my stuff, have a look at all the different stuff. all the different readings. I've got political reads on as well if you want to go and have a nosy at some of them. Thank you so much for being here, and I shall see you really soon for another live stream and some more readings. Take care, everyone. Bye.